Hello, my name is Mark Lawhorn Jr. and this is my C507 term paper presentation. I did my term paper on measuring safety and health leading indicators in construction. For this presentation, I will be discussing how the construction industry measures safety and health along with the leading indicators in construction. Leading indicators are defined as measures which indicate a future event that is used to measure activities carried out to prevent and control injuries. Leading indicators can also be characterized specifically such as observation-based, operations-based, or systems-based. For the first article I read, while reading over 10 articles for this synthesis, my first article talked about leading indicator improvement using the SMART principles. The first one, the specific principle, measures to see if the indicator provides a specific action that you need to take to minimize the risk from a hazard or improve a program area. The measurable principle asks if your indicator can be presented as a number, rate, percent, or percentage that will allow you to track trends over time. The characteristic of attainable explains if the leading indicator tracks an item that is relevant to your goal. The reasonable characteristic questions if you can reasonably achieve the goal that you set for your leading indicator. And lastly, the timely principle asks if you are tracking your leading indicator regularly enough to spot meaningful trends from your data within your desired time frame. Instead of speaking only about leading indicators, this next article chooses to compare and contrast specific primary indicators to find a reasonable way to measure each construction company's safety performance. These primary indicators act more as a classification that differentiates each company based on the health and safety continuous improvement matrix. This matrix was developed by the construction industry, which states its purpose to be a benchmarking system for the comparison of performance across the Australian construction industry. The matrix has 6 performance levels from 0 to 5, where 0 meaning total ignorance and 5 meaning sustaining best practice. Overall, the company size was the biggest deciding factor in performance and most likely correlates to safety culture as well. The safety culture contrast between company size because there is a higher demand for success on projects due to the higher risk and effect on society. Smaller firms need to have the same mindset when it comes to company performance and achieving all standards, despite their size and resources, to ensure all companies are protecting the safety of the people. This next article discussed IoT technology using ALI's framework. ALI stands for Active Leading Indicator, which acts as an automated system that finds a way to establish a threshold to better measure performance in the construction industry and predict leading indicators by presenting the information and quantifiable data. The IoT, or Internet of Things, can collect quantifiable data which can trigger an actionable response in real time based on established thresholds. The research in this article was set to utilize construction equipment used by workers that would have 2 components: interpretable IoT system framework and an ALI feedback loop, which analyzes information needed to better understand and manage leading indicators. The ALI structure makes it able to analyze leading indicators and help find better solutions to eliminate safety incidents and fatalities. This next article is about lean safety. And lean safety is defined as the method to identify and reduce waste in processes as a way to mitigate the risk of workplace accidents and illnesses. Lean Safety wrote an article about using leading indicators of safety incidents to improve construction safety. Lean principles track safety leading indicators to improve construction safety using a 5S program assessment tool. This tool measures the total project, or the tool was used to measure a total project for 8 months, and the safety leading indicators were observed during project completion. The results proved that over time the safety leading indicators decreased and the 5S program showed improvement. The awareness of workers increased while being observed, so most behaviors that would have led to a safety incident decreased and productivity increased as incidents became rare on the site. Also, when the leading indicator data was displayed at the project, workers usually became conscious to their greater performance and there was an increase in individual performance and morale. So next was an article is about enhancing safety leading indicators. This study uses real project conditions to actively show the most effective leading safety indicators that will be assessed. The study would use different types of leading indicators to be tested and make recommendations to how to better prepare for safety incidents. The different indicators used were the pre-task plan review, worker safe behavior observation, and site safety audits. The paper helps construction companies provide 2 guidance checklists for contractors interested in implementing a WSBO and a PTP review indicator program. These indicators were then tested on a large project, which provide a larger range of work behaviors. The results concluded the WSBO compared to the PTP review. The results concluded the WSBO compared to the PTP review and site safety audits were a better leading indicator. This study was to display a correlation between predictable total recordable incidence rates, or TRIR, and severity rates, or SR. The 2 rates were the right models to predict warning signs for weaknesses in contractor safety performance. This helps the clients use safety measures to implement adaptive risk mitigation, reduce incidents, and continuously improve contractor safety performance. This research set a foundation for establishing quantitative safety leading indicators, which will be a great way to protect clients in the construction industry, which will increase productivity and efficiency, especially needed in the oil and gas sectors. This proactive construction safety control article talked about a mixed methods research approach, which was used to clearly identify and define elements of the safety management process that can be measured and monitored during the construction phase. 2. Describe resource requirements for measurement, monitoring, and response. And 3. Describe specific management actions required when any indicator fails to satisfy a desired value. This article talked about the proactive safety control approach, which was a mixed methods approach. This mixed method approach used award-winning projects and case studies to configure the data that had the highest levels of success. These results from the study were then identified to which one would be the most important to the industry by experts. Improvement in exceptional safety performance in industrial leading organizations are the reason behind better management practices for safety issues and instilling better safety environments. One of the articles I also looked at introduced a pressure state practice model. This paper's purpose was to demonstrate how a pressure state practice model can be developed to access safety leading indicators for construction projects. This model is developed as an overall framework for developing safety leading indicators. It measures safety levels of construction projects by using pressure state and practice indicators. Then in further criterion measures safety quantitatively and empirical data such as cost effectiveness and practicability of the leading indicators. Lastly, this article discussed methods of safety prediction. To organize thinking in safety prediction, the article uses the steps of safety prediction, which are divided into 4 operational defined predictive families. The steps are: 1. Safety risk assessment, which considers the characteristics and dangers of the work. 2. A precursor analysis, which considers the conditions of the workers. 3. Leading indicators, which consider the quantity of safety management activities. And lastly, safety climate assessments, which consider workers' perceptions of safety. That is the end of my presentation. Here are my references. Thank you.